G'day guys, hope you're really well. Just sitting here by the pool with the kids having a swim. Wanted to give you a quick little video about how you need to be able to think about this little diagram about a iceberg and how that's going to help you convert more sales, have more impact, change more lives, grow your business. Okay, so I did a video the other day on trust-based selling and all the work that I've done with Ari Galpa over the last decade. We had him at our conference actually only, a month or so ago in Sydney, which was just amazing. First time he's ever presented live to the health industry in Australia, which is just unreal. And what we know from his work over decades and decades, but also from a very important Harvard study, is that trust comes first and competency comes second. Now, we also know that we need to be able to have a better relationship, friends buy from friends, and we know the challenges in and around what's not the challenges, but we know the saying of know, like, trust. People can know you, they can know about you, they can know about your team or what you do. They then need to go that deeper level into liking you, and then they need to go right down the bottom of the iceberg into the trust side of things. And I'll show you right now. All right, I'm trying to create a bit of shadow here because of the beautiful sunshine we have. You can see on the iceberg at the top is know. People can know you, they can know of you, they can know your team. Around that water level is the like, but we know that 90% of the iceberg is below the water, and that's where the trust is. So you've got to be able to get deep levels of trust and have a strong relationship there to be able to get people to do what you want, when you want it, how you want it, ultimately get better results, be more accountable, achieve better client results with much greater ease for you and other practitioners. The challenge is that universities and our education background quite often gives us a bit of a bum steer in that we're always told we need to ask all these extra questions and we need to get all of these assessments done. We need to do 25,000 tests. We've got to report on all of this stuff. And it makes it really, really difficult for us to not seem really cold, really calculated, really pretty much making every client feel like they're taking a ticket at the deli. You know, when you go to the deli at Coles or Woolies, you have to take the ticket and sit there going, waiting for number 38, you're up next. Like, no one wants to feel like that, right? The challenge is the way we're educated and the way we're told we need to assess people and the way we need to do things, around clinical reasoning, for instance, means that we end up spending more and more time doing all these different tests, and then we have research coming out telling us about how these other tests doesn't actually help, and this and that, blah, blah, blah. And so research and data actually, in many respects, convolutes this problem and makes us in the sales and marketing side of things, and the conversion makes it really, really tough for us. And ultimately, when we don't have that relationship, when we don't get trust with people, then we don't actually get the best outcome in the easiest possible manner. Okay, so I think putting a towel over the screen here is going to make it a bit easier for you guys to see this. This is just a webinar that I ran with some of our clients, and we went through some of the exact things to say and not to say, etc. Really, really powerful stuff. So you can see here, while ever we're at the surface level and they know you and they potentially like you as well, they're always going to hold back before they fully trust you. This is where someone will come to you and go, an example I gave is back pain. Hey, I've got back pain, can you help me out? You know what, they're not actually there for their back pain. They're actually here because they can't get down to little Johnny on the floor who's their new little grandson. So on the surface, they know you and they might like you. They're being what you feel is honest with you, but they're holding back because they don't fully trust you. As you start to get a better relationship, you're able to go deeper with that trust, and as a net result, you just scratch that surface. And they then will actually divulge to you that ultimately they need to get down on the floor, be with their little grandson, etc., because they open up with the real issue. So ultimately, you need to go for trust first before they worry about competency. Yes, and one of the biggest things is I think that a lot of people mistake and get complacency. So ultimately, here's one of the biggest challenges that we find in the health and medical industry is that practitioners will always mistake competency for trust. They'll have a good communication with people. The client in an initial assessment, for instance, will converse with them. They will open up a little bit, tell them a lot of things, answer their questions, and the practitioner will actually make assumptions and jump to a conclusion without actually getting that trust. So what they're actually doing is they're mistaking people liking them and trusting them with competency. It's just that the person believes they're competent, they understand what the person's saying a little bit, they don't fully trust them yet, but as a net result, the practitioner actually believes that level of trust is there, they believe they've got the real issue and the real challenge with people, they've got to the core of the problem, and so therefore they make assumptions, they go with the solution, and they forcefully push forward saying, you need to do this and this and this and this. As a net result, trust is not gained, it's only a level of acceptance of competency, and as a net result, there's not a really strong relationship there. So we're less likely to get the right outcome, we're less likely to have the level of accountability that we want, and as a net result, we're not getting as much of the patient outcomes as quickly as possible as what we'd like as a practitioner. And this goes completely with the sales process as well. The more we don't get to the core of the problem when we originally talk to someone, the more we don't actually necessarily convert. And as a net result, they are going to be more price sensitive. They're going to bargain more on price. They're going to compare people based on price and what they believe is service, because we made an assumption based on the fact that they're asking something about a Medicare referral or rebate or something like that. The fact is we need to always go for trust, because the level of competency is going to be there, and people make decisions based on trust first and competency second. So guys, this is super important for you as a business owner, for you with your reception, your admin team, and super powerful as well for practitioners moving forward as well. So keep that in mind. Trust first, competency second. Don't mistake the competency for trust. But the biggest thing is think about that iceberg that I just showed you. You need to get to the bottom. Always have that in the top of your head there, that people are going to hold back above the level of the water until they fully trust you. The more depth that you can get, the more trust will increase, the better relationship. They'll open up with the real issue, which means you can be the rock star that you are, quicker, more easily, more effective, and you get more organic growth, more raving fans, and your business will accelerate from there. Guys, I'm really hot. I need to go and have a swim. I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.